Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are, remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to the first recording video of the Hockey National Show for 2022. I wish you an amazing, happy new year and also the best year of your life for 2022. Today, maybe you don't know, I'm going to be the new general manager of the Montreal Canadiens for one day. So don't go nowhere. I'm going to give you what is the plan for the Montreal Canadiens, what you should do for the upcoming year 2022. Here we go. Yes, remember I make a video about one day I was the commissioner of the NHL, Gary Bettman. Today, I'm the new general manager with the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to work with Jeff Gordon today. I'm going to expose to him and show to him my plan, what I will do if I was the GM for the Montreal Canadiens. So stay with me, and at the end of the video, tell me what you think about my plan. And finally, don't forget to subscribe and click on the like if you enjoyed this video. So let's dive in, talking about the Montreal Canadiens 2022 plan. Let me bring me at the corner right there. Now, listen, every time you start a new year, you have to bring you a vision board. What you're thinking, what we should do, what we should get, and everything like that. And what we're looking for and what we want. And after the vision, you have to figure out what's the plan. So what is the goal? And then how we're going to execute. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to give you what is my plan, how I'm going to take some action in my execution to make the team better for the upcoming season. First of all, my first thing I would say to Jeff Gordon, I'm not going to rebuild, but I'm going to retool. Come on, coach, we need to rebuild. I can see you right now listening me said, it's completely wrong. Wait until the end of the video and tell me at the end I was wrong, and I'm okay with that part over there. I respect your opinion. Of course, I know I'm not going to be all right here. It's just a suggestion at the end. So I retools the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming months and 2022. So let's dive in for the second graphic of this. To have a great team in NHL now, you cannot build only by the draft. It's not going to work. You need to patch up. What are you talking about? But first, you have to be sure you get great selection at the draft. That's important about this. Secondly, you have to patch up with trades. That's really important also. Then you have to patch up with some UFA around. Sometimes in the summer, sometimes at the trade deadline if your team is a buyer. But that's the way you get that kind of team. How do you base this coach? Look, the Tampa Bay Lightnings. They built their draft, the Vasilevsky, the Brennan Point, the Stankos, the CHIAROT. I understand that. But also they make some trade. Remember when they got Goodrow, when they got McDonough, when they got Sergachev, when they got Coleman. That's all the same thing they build around with trade. And then you get some trade at the trade deadline. That's what you do. And they get SAVARD last year and Bokoshin before that. And they patch up at the trade deadline to make a better team. If you look about the Stanley Cup of the Pittsburgh Penguins, they did the same thing. And then if you look all the way to Chicago, they did the same thing with a couple of trade and build with their draft at the beginning with Taze and Patrick Kane, Corey Crawford. And that's the way you can have a better team by the three things: draft, trade, and UFA. I'm going to give you the next one. Here, the next graphic is about the roster we have right now for the Montreal Canadiens. I understand we have 31 to 32. I know that. But now, if you took by each position, on the goaltender, we are A. I think we have two great goaltender, and they are, as the duo, the top 10 in NHL. You can compare them with many other teams. You're going to see Montreal have a great with Allen and Price. Their defense. This guy, I was a little bit difficult. C minus C. That was my ranking for them. The fact we don't have Weber anymore, that's hurt. And I think the fact we don't have a number one defenseman, that hurt for sure. And the fact we're missing some better position on the RFD as the right defenseman and the performance of PETRY right now, that's the reason I give them a C, maybe a C minus. Forward. I understand everybody don't play well. I understand they play under their achievement so far. But this is only 1 year. I believe we have better skill. We have a better talent players at what they should do for the team. Right now, they don't. I understand that. But I think it's not bad what we are. We missed a piece of the puzzle. I'm going to give it to you for the next couple of minutes. Don't go nowhere. All right, let's go now by position with a goaltender. We have a goalie, I said. We have Price and we have Allen. If you look about this, I will give you an example. The Edmonton Oilers. Why they struggle? The goaltender. And that's what you need to build from the goaltender. If you don't have a great goaltender, you're not going to work. Look, Vancouver, until Demko become what he is right now, look what they're looking for. It's all the way like this. You need to be sure your goaltender are solid between the pipe. Look, Tampa Bay right now. They struggle. They don't have Vasilevsky. You keep Price. And the second thing is at $10.5 million. If you trade him, you're going to have a couple of pieces of the puzzle, but you have to still remaining in your pocket $3, $4, or $5 million. And you cannot do that for your salary cap. So for me, you keep Price for 1 more year, at least, maybe until at the end of his contract. Allen. He has 1 more year right now at $2.4 million. This is amazing. Low salary. I keep him. Now, I can maybe trade him for the upcoming year. What are you talking about? He become a UFA after that. He can maybe a big piece of the puzzle to get a great draft pick in 2023. That's what, because the 2022, we have enough of draft pick. We should have more for 2023. If we want to trade, I keep Allen until the upcoming year and see what we at, where we look like a team. That would be my plan for the goaltender. Let's move on with the defenseman, guys. Defense is C, like I said. Here's what we have. PETRY, sorry problem to trade. As I know, the same situation with Carey Price. I don't know who can trade him. He's an IFD. He could have some value, but maybe not the best value. And I think at some moment, he have a bad year. It's happened to everybody. Can we have Jeff PETRY better? I think so. He's just at the wrong chair. I will explain a bit more later. Edmundson, keep him. He's not healthy. We understand injury. But when he'll be back, we're going to have Edmundson, I believe, is a great defenseman, number 3 and 4 as a second pair. Exactly like PETRY. CHIAROT, I resign him. I do not trade CHIAROT. We need him and the LD. He's our general over there. He's getting better. You can see offensive. You get him a contract at 3 or 4, 5 years, right? You get him about below $6 million. Or it would be my money for him. He gets right now $4 million. That's what would be I would give to him. Now, if he decides to not resign, he decides he wants to go somewhere else. All right? Now, you trade him at the trade deadline. You try to get a first-round pick. That's really important to get a first-round pick. It could be 2022 or it could be 2023. That would be my deal with CHIAROT. SAVARD, ROMANOV, you keep them. I think SAVARD is just at the wrong chair. He's getting a bit better now, middle of the season. But I think put SAVARD defense number 5. All right? I think he's great place. ROMANOV is getting better. I think he's the most player, the most improvements since the beginning of the year. I keep ROMANOV, of course, and I would put him, he would become at some point the top 4 in your team. WIDEMAN, KULAK, let it go. You can trade KULAK, maybe at a trade deadline, can go get a pick 2023, a 4-round pick, maybe a 5th-round pick. That would be my point about that. Prospect, we have a lot is coming. GUHLE, NORLINDER. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later about those prospects. So don't worry, don't go nowhere. We missed a defenseman number 1 as a LD, as a UFA. We have to look. Not the LD. I will be targeting more the LD because we are strong on the LD with prospect. Well, we have nobody in the IFD most. So it will be very important that Montreal go as a UFA IFD. Forward, who I keep? Suzuki, Anderson, Caulfield. Devorak, Drouin, very important, Likonen, that's another one over there, Poland, Gallagher, Jake Evans. So those players I will keep with us. Toffoli is another one. I put 73, but 73. I put 72, and 73. Who I would try to trade? Armia, Hoffman, Perrault, Paquette, Biron. Perrault and Paquette are UFA at the end of the year. So that was the player I would try to trade. If I can trade Gallagher, I will do it. If I get something big in return. If not, I'm not going to do it. You have a good stock market somewhere. He can match up with a package deal with another players, and he can get a first-round pick and return a second-round pick. Again, when? 2023. That's what would be my deal for that part over there. At least a team maybe not at the top 5 in NHL. I would consider a 2022. But that would be my my solution for the Montreal Canadiens about that. We need a UFA number 1 center. Well, what you do with GEEKIE? We can put him number 2. But I think to fix this, I think a veteran, a little bit more older center that will help. The best would be Thomas Hertl at 28 years old. But for me, a Malkin, a Giroux, a Bergeron, it could be something to fix for a couple of years, the Montreal Canadiens, a 2-3 years contract, if that's what you're looking. We don't have enough prospect good enough to get number 1 center right now for the Montreal Canadiens. So the UFA become very important for the Abs. Do have a great team roster actual. UFA number 1. So what are you talking about? We need to have a player on offensive. That's what we're looking for as a defenseman also. So we need to get a carry-on puck, a LD. A guy can play an average about 25 minutes. It would cost you about $8 or $9 million as a defenseman. So that's really important. Who are they? It could be Klember. It could be Letang. That kind of plus we're looking for. Then, and the second phase or option 2, it could be Langholm, a little bit cheaper. But that's what we need to get our LD. Not LD, LD as a number 1 forward. So as a defenseman. So really important. An offensive players. One can carry on. Can we get this on the trade? I don't know. Can a Samuel Girard? I'll be worried. Those Girard, Quinn Hughes at 5'9" and cheap and smaller, I have a difficult time with the physicality and the defensive side. And they get beat. And when you come to the playoff, if you tell that, do we get something like Shea Weber? They are not easy to find. But a guy can carry on the puck. And to have no number 1 just in front of Jeff Petrie, the puzzle is getting better with the right piece. UFA center number 1, defenseman center defenseman LD, really important for my plan for the upcoming year. Here are a list of the prospects we have right now. What they are the best of that about one. I forgot to put a visual demo over there, but look, we have Luke Tuck, all right, Jordan Harris, a defenseman, Strobel, defenseman, Norlinder, defenseman, Farrell, forward, Misek, forward, Roy, forward, Simoneau, forward, Elonen, forward, Caulfield, forward, Ajak, defenseman, Primo, goaltender, Cooley, defenseman, Trudeau, defenseman, Fairbrother, defenseman. Wow, coach, yes. Do they are all the lists I'd give to you guys. I'll be honest with you, as a forward, I don't see someone can be, at that moment, to become a top 6. How hard it is. I could add on that list Rand Poland. Goaltender, Primo can right now become a goaltender number 2. Can he become one day at the number 1? I don't know yet. We have to give him a little bit more experience. Montembeault, a goaltender number 2. Now, what happening with the defense we have? Listen, the best we have in that list, you have 3. We have goalie, Norlinder, and we have Harris. Now, you have already Romanov. Then you can add with them. I don't know what Fairbrother can be there also one day. I don't know about Trudeau, if he can make it. I don't know about Ajak, if he can make it. All right? That's those defensemen. They are the next one after that. Can Strobel can make it? I don't know. But that's where it's a forward. The best for me on that list over there. All right? Take up Ireland and Caulfield on that list. I will say to you, Joshua Roy, Jan Mézak are the best forward. Can he become a top 6? No. Can they become top 9? Possible. That's something you have to follow up about that one over there. We're not done yet. I know it's taking a little bit longer time here. To have a great team, draft pick. We have 11 draft pick in 2022. We have 1 and number 1. We have 1 number 2. Then we have 3 and number 3. Then we have 2 and number 4. All right. So what we're looking for, the first pick, we're going to look like a top 5 at the end for the draft pick. If we don't win the NHL draft lottery number 1, we may be number 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 will be the max we can go. I'll be honest with you, 1, 2, and 3 for Montreal. We're looking for the forward. The second round will go to be, after that will be 33, 34, 35. Let's go for another forward. The list is great this year. Third round, I will trade maybe 2 picks of the third round and try to get another second round. Maybe in 2023 or at 2022, if we can get something around 45, that'd be great. If not, I will keep my third 3 round for sure. Prospect, what we're talking about right now. We talk a lot about great words about Shane Wright, right? The Kingston. We talk about a lot about GEEKIE with the Winnipeg Ice. We talk about, for the Slovakia, Stavkovsky. Of course, you have other players I can make. We talk a little bit about the Finland, Kemel. We talk about a little bit about Matthew Savoie. We talk a little bit more the Brett Lambert also. But for me, my choice is going to be between Wright, GEEKIE, and Stavkovsky at that moment, January 1st, 2022. Let's move on to the next one. Here we go. If I was GM, of course, with the GM and the execution VP Gordon, I will hire. We need more people in that organization. We have a lack of staff and front department. We need an assistant GM. We need to add more development coach, power skating, video. I'm talking about more staff around the players. When they are drafted, to follow them, to have a relationship between the organization and the players. Like maybe hire like Daniel Odette, not become a scout, but a guy close to the players. Ex-NHL players can work with us and can be in relationship between the player we draft, keep them, and teaching them the mindset, how to become a professional, the work ethic, the education with a passion and love of the game. And the most important, to play for the Montreal Canadiens, to want to play for the Montreal Canadiens, you want to be one to be with the team, the culture we want to teach for the young kids. That's really important. The mission, what we are, and it don't say who we are. That's what we should do. Finally, add more scouts. Montreal are not enough scouts. The hockey is everywhere. You can watch hockey now online. You can have some people at home. You can have more people and the staff at home watching hockey and give notes to the organization all the time, constantly. Then analytics department, add more people on the analytics, the data. Not only Montreal Canadiens, but the Laval, the 12-year Lions, then the junior, and then you draft everything. Add also video coach for sure with the department of analytics. That would be my people to add more for the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming year. Now, who is the next GM now? Because I'm only here for 1 day, so I'm leaving after that. They need someone. My pick for me will be Mathieu Dash or Daniel Brière at that moment. As 10 GM, I will hire also Émilie Castonguay with us as a member of the staff. And also, I'm going to add, and I don't know a specific role. I don't know to give you a title at that moment. I feel Guy Boucher could be a great addition, personal staff with the Montreal Canadiens with McDonough. That would be my recommendation for Jack. This is my plan for 2022. This is my vision. This is my goal. And this is my execution on my plan with action. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think about my suggestion today? My plan. We'll see what Jeff Gordon is going to do for the next couple of weeks and couple of months. But until then, I want to remind you a couple of more things. First of all, Happy New Year again for 2022. I think that Montreal need to find also their identity. They need to find who they are. Build a better culture, a better passion, and have a better relationship with the fans. I think at some point we are negative as a fans but maybe we don't understand also what their actions are. I think a better way to have a better communication with the fans, more interact, that'd be great in my eyes. But also I want to remind you, of course, don't forget to subscribe to Hockey Nation Live Show. It's a new year. What is your goal for Hockey Nation Live Show? Of course, I'm looking for more sub. My goal for the 2022 is to reach 5,000 people. And if you enjoyed the video, click on the likes and sharing with your friends, your member, or your family. And finally, tell me what you think about this video. This was the first video of the 2022 with the Hockey Nation Live Show with the Coach Frenchy. I wish you an amazing, blessing 2022, and I look forward to see it for the next video with the Hockey Coach Guru, Coach Frenchy. Mes amis, ceci termine mon premier vidéo pour vous. J'espère que vous avez bien aimé mon plan pour le Montréal Canadien, les Bleus, Blancs, Rouges. Dites-moi ce que vous pensez de mon plan. Bien sûr, je vous souhaite une très bonne, heureuse année. Et finalement, n'oubliez pas de vous abonner. Si vous avez bien aimé la vidéo, s'il vous plaît, cliquez sur le petit pouce en haut. Et finalement, dites-moi ce que vous pensez de mon plan. On se revoit plus tard pour une autre vidéo avec l'entraîneur, Coach Frenchy.